Live from the YK Studios in Adelaide, Australia, it's the Pop Culture Spread.
My destiny is to rule all others.
On November 3rd,
we're running out of time.
Experience the film critics call a majestic spectacle. It's a triumph.
Asgard is not a place.
It's a people.
The boldest Marvel film yet.
Now, those people need your help.
Shall we?
After you.
Thor Ragnarok. Rated PG-13. Get tickets now.
Hey everyone, welcome to another Pop Culture Spread spoiler review. And as you can see from the YouTube image that you clicked on, we're talking Thor Ragnarok. And of course, Rick likes to buy the popcorn tins.
We do.
And he's got himself a Thor Ragnarok one.
Literally just came out of cinemas.
Yep, about half an hour ago. We finished seeing it. We've just glazed in the gloriness of Thor Ragnarok. And so we're going to share our feelings with you today. A lot of these are immediate reactions because we haven't had a lot of time to think about what we've seen on screen. And I was like, as we normally do, I always like to talk about the lead up to the film and basically what the hype was surrounding this film. And being a Marvel film, of course, there was plenty of hype. Now, certainly with this one, we'd just come off Spider-Man Homecoming. A big film. Really well received. A lot of fun. Another big green tick for the Marvel Cinematic Universe. And so that was good. Good energy in the air. And obviously we started to see the first bit of footage of Thor Ragnarok. And boom.
Did it deliver?
Yeah, did it deliver. Lots of colour, lots of energy, lots of comedy. It looked like they were going somewhere completely different this time around.
Big hype for this
So,
movie.
yeah, it's fair to say I was very excited about seeing this new entry into the Marvel Cinematic Universe. How about yourself, Rick?
Very excited to see this movie, only because, I mean, going off those last two Thor movies weren't really that good if you've seen our reviews on the past...
Certainly not the strongest franchise.
Not the best, but knowing that the direction they were going to go, we weren't really too sure. But then, started to release a few things, and then when you find out, it's going to be, the Hulk's going to be in it. Then, people are like, excited. This could be something different. So, and then when that trailer just popped, man, did it deliver.
Yeah, and popped is really the word because I think this film very much encapsulates a lot of things about pop culture and the influences, and it's certainly right throughout this film, which is absolutely wonderful. But before we dig in too much deeper, we'll do what we always do. Let's talk the synopsis.
That's it.
All right, Thor is imprisoned on the other side of the universe and finds himself in a race against time to get back to Asgard to stop Ragnarok, the destruction of his homeworld and the end of Asgardian civilization at the hands of an all-powerful new threat, the ruthless Hela. Now, who is in Thor Ragnarok?
Who is in it?
Well, just like every Marvel film we know,
it's a big list.
There's always a big list with big stars. Let's get cracking.
You know what?
Chris Hemsworth, of course, returns as Thor. Tom Hiddleston is back again for the fourth time playing Loki. Kate Blanchett, the Academy Award winning and nominated Kate Blanchett, joins this as Hela, and she is wonderful. We have Idris Elba, who's back to do a little bit more this time, a bit more substance to his character as Heimdall. We have Jeff Goldblum joining the cast, playing the Grand Master. Tessa Thompson also joins this cast as a newbie, playing a Valkyrie. And Carl Urban also joins playing Scourge, right-hand man to the Hela. Mark Ruffalo is in his first Thor film, playing Bruce Banner the Hulk. Anthony Hopkins returns as Odin. Benedict Cumberbatch in a small role playing Doctor Strange. Taika Waititi playing the director, playing Korg. We have Clancy Brown doing the voice of Surtur. And every time Clancy Brown's in something, mate, I'm going to mention him. Love that guy.
Awesome. And
for a tiny little bit of a role, we also had Ray Stevenson returning as Volstagg. So there's your cast, Rick.
There's the cast.
And some of the background of this film, I mean, I think it's worth noting that this is the 55th anniversary of Thor and Hulk. So 55 years ago, both respectively in May of 1962 and August of 1962, was Hulk and then Thor released. So,
do you think they planned it that way?
that this movie would
would
come
fall
out
on
55 years later, I highly doubt it. Just seems to be a
Just
nice
kind of a-
sequence.
just a- yeah.
I think if you're going to plan something like that,
Well, they
you
knew
make
it,
it the 50th.
yeah.
You know? So
But
certainly it's still...
pretty cool.
It's,
Pretty cool.
It's certainly, pretty cool kind of thing. Another interesting film aspect of this film, I think, is to go with the director they went for.
Yeah.
As mentioned, playing Korg, Takia is he's mostly known as being a director of comedy material, and certainly is wonderful at doing that. What We Do in the Shadows is a fantastic film, and he's certainly well known in New Zealand as being really, really quirky type of comedian. So to give a man like that the reins of a $150 million film, it's a big call.
And a Marvel film, you know.
And one of the reasons they did go in that direction is because Chris Hemsworth had come out and stated he was bored with the role.
Yeah.
He never felt his films lived up to the expectation that he wanted them to be. So he wanted to do something completely different. Kevin Feige agreed with him, and bang, you put those three together and you've got the result of what we're about to talk about. Another interesting tidbit before we go too much further too is this film, and as I think it's fair to say, 80% of the film dialogue was improvised.
Wow.
Which is a pretty interesting statistic, and
Cool.
it's and you can feel it throughout
and
the
you
film.
can see it as well. Yeah,
It's some of the
definitely.
line readings and everything. So it's a wonderful aspect of the film that they've integrated so well. So Rick, mate, initial thoughts. You're watching Thor Ragnarok. It's unfolding in front of you at the cinema. What are your thoughts?
Straight off the bat, love the opening scene with Thor. You know, you get straight into it. Bit of that comic side to him as well. You can see that kind of flow and how it was going to go. I absolutely love when I saw Cate Blanchett come on screen as Hela for the first time.
Yep.
She just came across as, that's it, mate. I take no shit. I'm ready to go. Bang, bang, bang. She's off killing everyone. And just another fact. Does Cate Blanchett age? Because she was looking bloody good as Hela. She was looking really sexy
I think
as
she's got
Hela.
good genetics. Good
My God, was she looking good in that suit. But anyway, apart from that, that side of thing, I thought she was great in that as a villain. For me, obviously, the whole bit when they land on Sakaar and you see the I guess what that planet is all about, kind of reminded me a bit of a cross between, I guess, Mad Max and a bit of maybe Blade Runner or Fifth Element or something like that with a lot of colour.
Wall-E.
Oh yeah, Wall-E, yeah, but it's
a
just
garbage planet.
it just had that colour and vibe and everything like that. And then also moving for me, as you guys know, I'm a big Hulk fan. I was just so excited to see the Hulk come on the big screen again. But it was really, really good in the direction that they were going, is because Banner and the Hulk are two separate characters, and they portrayed that really, really, really well. You know, obviously Banner being the genius and Hulk being that, you know, simple-minded beast, I guess. And they did it really, really well. And you saw that. Like,
it's interesting when you think about Hulk in that realm as being simple-minded, that and as they reveal throughout this film, and I've known throughout the comic books, that Hulk, he is as intelligent as long as Hulk has been in existence. So normally we're used to seeing Hulk just freak out, be a monster and all that.
Yeah.
But in this film, Hulk's been around for 2 years, so his intelligence is starting to build up.
He's learning.
So he's got like the language skills of a toddler, and maybe the knowledge, you know.
And that was so good.
So, which was like really, really cool. And Hulk himself, I mean, probably the best Hulk we have seen on screen so far, in the sense that Mark Ruffalo, you could so tell he was playing all the performance capture and playing the Hulk. Just the way he moved, his reactions to things. It's so much felt a Mark Ruffalo Hulk. And you understand what I mean when you actually see the film, because just the way Mark Ruffalo carries himself physically is so replicated perfectly as the Hulk. So... But I think it's probably fair to say, Rick, the Hulk isn't the main part of this film.
No, it's not.
This is a Thor film,
it is
100%.
A Thor film. It is.
Hulk is actually only in it probably for about half of it, maybe.
Yeah, the way
maybe
they
less than
portrayed
half.
it, you know, you were thinking it's a buddy film and you think Hulk and
it does
Thor
have
would
those
be there.
elements.
It does. But yeah, like I said, you don't see as much as Hulk in the movie.
Because it really is about Thor's journey.
Right.
This is Thor's journey from understanding that at the end of his world as he knew it was coming to an end.
Yeah.
He had to grow. He had to change.
Yeah, that's right.
It's about him realising that it's not the material things, it's not the things he has in his hands that make him powerful. It's here. And that is literally played out with the destruction of Mjolnir, or Meow. And
He's
you know, and
Hammer, if
obviously
anyone doesn't
him
know.
feeling like he doesn't have any power.
Yeah.
And throughout the film, he discovers that, as Anthony Hopkins, Odin said, well, you're not the god of hammers, are you? No, he's the god of thunder. That's within him. And we get to see that displayed in an amazing action film right at the end of the film.
Yeah.
But you mentioned it, talking about action films. That opening action sequence, man, that was phenomenal. You know, when he's fighting all those guys and using the use of Led Zeppelin's Immigrant Song. Oh, phenomenal.
Amazing. I'm really surprised they could get that song.
Yeah, look,
on
Led
the
Zeppelin
soundtrack.
has been infamous for being really difficult to get a hold of clearing their songs.
So good. Good choice.
Yeah, it's just absolutely brilliant. In fact, the music throughout the entire film, the soundtrack, really was
had that
good.
80s vibe.
It did. It encapsulated the 80s vibe, brought new themes in, as well as referencing old Thor themes.
Yeah.
So they just did a wonderful job there. But I think the gold star for this film has to go to the director.
Oh,
who's just done an
hands down.
incredible job of taking Marvel further down the cosmic rabbit hole, in the sense of bringing that colour and vibrancy of Jack Kirby and Stan Lee, and putting that stuff on screen for us to enjoy. And done in such a way that it doesn't ever feel forced, or it doesn't just feel like a series of skits. There's an actual plot through the entire thing. So absolutely wonderful. And that. What about some of the performances, Rick?
Oh, mate, there was how many good performances were there? I mean, Jeff Goldblum's performance as a Grand Master. Come on, Jeff's a fantastic.
He's a standout.
Standout. Like, to portray that sort of a character, nailed
Absolutely.
it. He just nailed it.
Really wonderful.
Carl Urban, like I said before, fantastic as his
I
character.
like what they did with him.
Yeah, you don't know which way he was going to go.
He played a bit of a cowboy, kind of plays by his own rules, but he's somebody who becomes manipulated.
Yeah.
But eventually makes amends.
Makes amends, and away he goes. You know, you still had Tom Hiddleston as Loki.
Of course.
Still that same sort of character. They didn't really bring too much about Loki. Some great cameos, some little cameos in the movie, and there was one standout cameo which made me laugh.
Yep.
Which I could not
Go
stop
on, Rick,
laughing.
let them know who it is.
Matt Damon does a little cameo in it, and it is hilarious.
Yeah, playing Loki on a stage.
Yeah.
And also Sam Neill was on
Sam
that
Neill,
stage playing Odin as well.
As Odin.
Kind of
and then
fun.
we all know that Stan the Man is always in every Marvel movie.
Plays an important role this time around. He's the reason why Thor has short hair.
Short hair. Yeah, that's it.
Which is absolutely wonderful.
Which is great.
It was good to see them to change Thor up visually too.
Yeah.
And you know what? Here's the funny thing too is like they made it feel like in the trailer that he has short hair literally from the start of the film.
He doesn't. That's right.
But for half of the film, he's still got his long hair. He's still looking the same. And that's what I really love about the visual style throughout this entire film, is that how it feels in the beginning like it looks visually much like the other Thor films.
Yeah.
By the time the movie gets all the way to the finish, it's just this mosaic of colour and joy and just, I don't know, it's like a scrumptious feast that you just can't get all the way through.
It's a 2 hour, was it a 2 hour movie?
It did pretty close to dead on 2 hours.
And boy, it flew. It really did fly, and because it was a good flow to the movie. I felt it was a good flow to the movie, and it was enjoyable.
If there was anything to me that was out of place in the film, I question probably the use of Doctor Strange throughout the film.
Okay.
Because really, Doctor Strange's function in that film, and he's in it for maybe 2-3 minutes, is to really get Thor to his father. Now, it felt very forced in. We better add another Marvel character into this film. And I think maybe the film would have worked without it. Didn't really necessarily do it. That doesn't mean I don't love Doctor Strange as a character. I can't wait to see him in Infinity
War. It changed as well. He had a bit of a different look. He had the gloves,
you can tell what was good about him showing him was you could tell his abilities were much better.
Yeah, that's right.
So he was able to do a lot more than he could do in the original Doctor Strange, which was really good.
Be interesting to see which,
So overall for me, Rick, this is a wonderful film. They've really executed another excellent Marvel product here. They've created what I consider the best Thor film throughout their franchise.
Oh, hands down, it is.
Without question.
Yeah.
And they made it a lot of fun. And bringing in Hulk was a great idea. We all know that Marvel has zero intention of making a Hulk standalone film. So any opportunity to have him fleshed out a bit more as a character on screen, it's great. So him to be part of Thor, it was a good little matchup.
Yeah, it was.
The only thing I probably wasn't clear on still is how he got... I know he got into space on that ship, but I don't know how he got to that garbage planet.
Well, didn't Valkyrie...
Who picked him up?
Valkyrie picked him up. She's the one who picked him up.
Who grabbed Hulk?
Who grabbed the Hulk?
We don't see that, though.
No, you don't see it, but it's implied Grandmaster. He implies it, goes,
I must have missed that.
Yeah, the scene when they're talking, he goes, the starts with the letter B, and she says, you're the best because you set me my grand champion.
That's right,
and, so she grabbed the Hulk.
She grabbed him, and she's wonderful too. Tessa Thompson playing a Valkyrie.
Awesome.
Which is really good. So, and did you notice how they got rid of Natalie Portman? Like, one line of dialogue.
She dumped me.
She dumped me, or I dumped her, whatever it was. Very simple line. Brilliant. And that is brilliant.
So
I'll tell you one disappointment who wasn't in the film, and I really would have loved to seen him ended up with her, and that was Lady Sif. It's a bummer that she wasn't in it.
Well... Yeah. You don't know where she's gone because the others got killed.
You don't know. The others got killed straight away.
Well, that's right. They all got knocked out. So where is she? So we never know.
We don't know.
They might go in that direction.
No. And of course, like I said, we're just coming off of seeing this film. I mean, literally, we finished the film. We got in the car. We drove straight into the studio. We started filming.
We didn't say anything in the car.
No, there you go. So, like overall for me, Rick, this film is. Half an hour ago, I probably would have given it an 8.5, maybe a 9. Now I'm sitting back thinking of it, the more I'm in love with her. I think I'm actually going to give her a really high score. I'm going to jump to a 9.2.
9.2?
9.2.
Wow, okay.
I think in the last, as we've been talking, Rick, there's a couple of things that I've discovered mentally about the film. I think, it deserves that higher rating. Yeah, so 9.2 out of 10 for me, mate. What do you give it?
Mate, for me, I love this movie. For everything, it was such an enjoyable movie. It had the good elements of, family and friends and discovering yourself as a person. Yeah. And it had such a great energy to that movie as we discussed. And I just loved it. Great flow to the movie. Everything was fantastic. Good visually. You can't pick anything. If you're going to nitpick, you nitpick at some little things, but it's not worth it. This is just a fantastic movie, and I recommend it to anyone to go see this movie because you will regret it if you don't. And for me, I'm going to give it a good, solid 9 for me, Jace.
Wow, there you go. So we're damn close on that one, Rick.
Yeah. Sure.
Okay, here's a question for you, mate. If you haven't seen any of the Marvel movies, is this a film you can go in and see without having prior knowledge?
Yeah.
I say absolutely not. I'll give you the opposite. I think you would struggle if you had not seen a Marvel film walking into this film and getting a lot of the motivation and understanding.
But are majority of people going just to see these movies because are they, you know what I mean?
But that's not the question. The question is if you hadn't. Is this an entry film for a kid? Okay.
I know the direction.
Is this an entry-level film for a kid?
No.
And it definitely isn't, is it?
No.
Because a lot of also the humour too, it is very adult-based. Yes. Even though it's very colourful, bright and that, it really is it's really centred towards the Generation X.
Because there are some lines which kids aren't going to understand.
That's the reference point.
Some
references.
They
do make references to, obviously, Age of Ultron in the film quite heavily.
There's some little bit adult humour in it as well.
And there's just humour that would just go over their head because it's referencing something else in pop culture or it's referencing events in the other earlier films.
Actually, now come to think of it, you're completely right, Chase.
Yeah.
I do, because then thinking of that whole scene when Hulk comes out of the spa.
Yeah.
It's just, yeah.
Yeah, that was actually very, very,
that
very
took
funny.
something a different turn.
And I suppose we haven't really done a good job enough in this review, Rick, is to point out how exceptionally funny this film is.
It
is. You are
massively
laughing.
funny.
I mean, I was cacking myself within the first 30, 40 seconds of this film.
Yeah.
Because he said something and I just thought, they're going to go in a real twisted way here.
You can see it.
And which they did. But it is very, very, very funny. And certainly Takeda, he deserves a lot of credit, bringing a lot of humour as playing Korg.
Yeah, that Kiwi
rock
accent
monster.
was awesome.
Yeah, and he just brings this real kind of New Zealand bro accent, mate.
Yeah.
And he brings it to that character. And he's just absolutely phenomenal. I think they really
that side of things will be interesting. Like you actually said that side of that Kiwi accent. Yeah. Being an Australian, we all we know that kind of accent. We know that accent. How the Americans and other people are going to take it. That's just something...
Well, all early reports, they're loving it. They're lapping it up, you know. And remember, awesome. Americans were huge fans, and whether his background is from his Flight of the Conchords. So they just love the New Zealand accent and their kind of humour. So
that's awesome.
Yeah,
Loved
this film is going to make a lot of money. So, and in the after credits scene also does allude towards Infinity War.
Yes.
I think we have seen a very direct scene towards Infinity War because ship. The giant ship.
Who's behind it? Yeah, we think it's Thanos.
Absolutely.
I think it's Thanos.
Absolutely.
Because it's a big ass ship. So.
Is it the end of Kate Blanchett? Do we get to see Kate Blanchett again?
I hope so. I really do. I hope we see a bit more
if they were to go forward with the comic book, all right, in the comic books of Infinity War, or Infinity Gauntlet, he's in love with Death.
Which
Thanos is obsessed with the character of Death. And she plays the mistress
of Death.
So, which is interesting. So maybe they're either going to spin it where she's playing the Death, or there is that Death character still to come in. So it's going to be very, very interesting because it does lead straight towards it. So look. Anyway, that's what we thought. I think we're still reeling from the fact we've seen it. Overall,
loved it.
Great Marvel film. They keep knocking them out of the park.
They do.
I cannot wait for the next movie in the Marvel Cinematic Universe, Rick. And what is that, of course?
Black Panther.
Black Panther. And we are going to be there to check that out. The trailer, which we've just put up a reaction to it recently, the trailer was absolutely stunning.
And we just want to say thank you so much, guys, for those comments and views. We really, really appreciate it.
Yeah, absolutely. Enjoy the show, guys. Keep on watching and keep on sharing. In fact, Rick, that leads straight into it. How do the guys out there communicate with us? Guys, we would really, really appreciate some comments. If you like what you saw, please share and tell everyone about us, the channel. Give us a like on the video, give us a subscribe as well, follow us all on our social sites as well, and give us a like on our Facebook page as well. Everything that we talk about, or reviews, or anything that we do on our channel is all on our Facebook page as well, guys. Easy and simple as that. Absolutely brilliant, guys. Well, we hope you've enjoyed our spoiler review. Yes. We'll be back with our next spoiler review, Rick, which will be Justice League, the big tentpole DC movie. Yeah. We'll see how that goes. But until next time, guys, go enjoy yourself. See you later.